Good afternoon, y'all. Let's have some fun as we walk in the Word of God. Lord, I thank you today that I believe that your people, your Ethiopian people, your black people, your people that look like me, is going to have some fun reading this Word today. Even though everything that you said will happen like it happened, will happen like it happened, or will happen or did happen like it happened, and will happen because you said it will. But we're going to learn this word and have fun because that's what we do in my neighborhood. Thank you for we don't have to be all like everybody else, my other brothers. Because I want black people to wake up and read this word and have a good time like we always do. And Lord, I had a good time, Lord, with Facebook. Let's have a good time, please, with TikTok. All right, TikTok, let's get ready. All right. I don't think I want to miss a word of this. I think I want to read it, and it would take all of, it'll take a minute. It's not going to take that long, because, TikTok don't let me be online that long. Y'all see my eye red? You know how I got that eye red? I went to Target yesterday, and I bought some purple mascara. And I forgot I'm allergic to red stuff on my eye. So I woke up this morning with the eye looking like it wasn't that big. We don't let me exaggerate. But anyway, I had a good time shopping with my daughter-in-law yesterday. She took me out yesterday and said, that don't work for you. Don't do that. But she's good. I'm going to have to start listening to her. But we went out to eat. Let me get off of that. All right, so, because if you follow me, you'll see some of the places what we did yesterday. We had a good time. I ain't never had no daughter. Y'all blessed. Y'all got a daughter? Oh, that's right. My mama had me. Okay, let's have fun in the Word of God. Because when we do it, we don't do it like nobody else. Because we made like that. You just got to learn the Word. So in chapter 27, as we flow into chapter 28, and God started us off with in the beginning, then he said what he did on the second day, what he did on the third day, what he was doing on the fourth day, what he did on the fifth day, sixth day, seventh day. Hint. That's why we got to read the book in order. Because you start reading out of order, you're gonna say he said you're gonna mess it up. He said, now don't let that blood cut you. Don't let that blade cut you, because this thing is sharp. Be careful how you handle this book. Handle it right. Take your time. I'm talking to the black people that want to know how to read the book and read it right. Come on to math class now. I'm telling you, you're going to be top of the line. Come on. Come on. They told you that black kids can't learn that Miss Hudson class, Mama Brenda class, baby. She going to teach you everything she know, the best way she know how. And the world going to recognize you've been taught right. Okay, I'm talking like this because I'm comfortable talking like this. That's how I'm going to read the book, I think. All right. So yesterday, David was lying. Because he went out and got some sheep and some other things, and he killed on people. He said, because y'all going to tell it on us. Get them tattletales. David was not thinking right. He was in a state of I'm tired. And then these people were scheduled to be killed anyway. And you said, well, how did David have a heart to kill people like that? These people were criminals. And David said, y'all, he wasn't trying to do good, but he killed them folk. And then he did it, but he said, I killed him because I ain't want them to go tell it. I'm sick of them running telling Saul, and then now they got to tell Achish. Y'all ain't finna tell on me today, because you should have been dead. Got this neighborhood looking all crazy and stuff in here, sleeping with dogs and and just doing all kind of ungodly things according to the details of the book of Leviticus. But that's not why he did. He wasn't thinking about God. He said, I'm tired, so I'm just going to do things the way I would do it if I could do it I get rid of y'all because anyway. So anyway, David killed them folk, and then he came back home and told that king a lie. A kid said, "Where you been today?" David said, "I've been around town. I did a few things." But Achish, that king he was talking to, he was the Philistine king. He saw all this stuff David brought back. He knew somebody was dead. But he thought David had jumped on his own people. David said, "No, I was jumping on your folk. You want to know the truth? All them gangbangers, all them strip clubs, all them kids that's writing on graffiti illegally, all them people that's doing all kind of stuff. God said, stop." He said, "I just went in there and did what I had to do. But long as you think that they yours and I ain't going to explain it no more." So if God called David and told us something about David, said David was a man after my own heart, then how God let David do that? And then he said Jesus is a son of David. And we all know David up the road gonna do a few more things. The average person know the popular story. We made certain passages of the words, we give it an Emmy. He's gonna tell you what, you better put all that word in you and stop focusing on some and leaving out some. And he said, that's how you treat people. You get the famous people to sit in the front and tell Brenda to sit in the back because you just a little bit too wide. He said, when I see Brenda, as long as she in my word, I see myself. You better be careful how you treat her. I'm just saying. Oh, I have been done wrong. Don't get me wrong. Yep. But I ain't never cared where you seat me. I just want to be in the room with you. All right, so David is a man that's called after God's own heart simply because David, he was like, okay, let's just consider where he is now. He's living in the backyard, if I may say, of the Philistines, being a king. Jesus is born in a stable. King. And you just don't treat kings right. But unlike Jesus, David has said, I'm sick and I'm tired of Saul running. You imagine you living in holes and climbing up where the mountain goats live, with very little to latch on to, because a mountain goat got something on his hoof that attaches itself in a way that he can balance. But David is just skilled enough and probably physically strong enough to just know how to maneuver like a goat, because he was a person that kept sheep and he was like, I can keep a goat too. But anyway, he was tired. And sometimes, like, if somebody, the word said, if a man steals something because he's hungry, he still stole. But you're just not going to look at him like a man that's stealing because he's just lazy. It's a different kind of judgment on that. If a woman married a man not knowing that he was already married to somebody else and she innocent, she still violated the laws of God. But people they just have a different kind of mercy. So David is a man where he is doing wrong, but God ain't looking at it like, it's almost like God looking at a child growing up and he washing dishes, but he's still leaving, little bit of food and water in the utensil drawer. But as he grows, then the penalty for what you did is more severe. Although David is not going to get by, but God said, I ain't going to cast him out. In fact, David is a replica of y'all all day long. He said, but David he tired. And this is what I don't want the church to ever get like this. That's why I'm telling you about David. David got discouraged, and now he just kind of taking matters into his own hand. But God said, everything that you do is a seed, and you are going to grow something that you're going to wish you hadn't done because of your decision not to do it the way I want you to do it. And I still love you, David. But David is not a mean guy. He told lies. If I told the lies that David told, it wouldn't make sense because I'm already, in other words, if I break the law of a man going to jail, and I knew why he broke the law, and I go out there and break it, my penalty would be more severe. Because I had an example of what happened to him, thinking that it won't happen to me. Makes me arrogant, thinking that I'm better than you because I did it, so they ain't gonna. Jesus said, no, your heat is a little hotter than David's. David was your example. Please learn from him. So yesterday in chapter 27, David did lie to King Achish. And Achish thought David was getting ready to be so just so weak until he's gonna say, I'm gonna let you be my bodyguard. I'm gonna make you, I'm finna hire you, and surely Israel hate you now. Israel got a heart. They just kind of be all over the place sometimes. Black people got a heart. That's why God gets so excited every time you see a black man read the word right. He said, we finna have some fun. I know it's gonna be funny now. Because they're going to see some stuff. They're going to make some things that's going to make that book. People going to say, what? And they ain't going to be able to say nothing wrong with it because that's how he learned. He know how to have hot sauce on the guts of a pig. And everybody just shaking under the table. Telling me, girl, ain't this good beside this spaghetti? And that's, oh, God, and that sweet potato and that sweet Kool-Aid. I don't eat all that stuff. I used to. All right, let's get into chapter 28. What else did I learn? Oh, I like to tell y'all what I meditated on as a person of experience. I learned that God takes his time. This light that I got, this ring light, I think I might go to the store today. Do I want to go today? What time is it? I might go to the store. I need me I need some equipment. A light that's, because this thing fell this morning, and I'm almost sure you ain't got to have this great big old gadget to give me some light over this phone. But they failed. I could have panicked or got anxious about it. You know what I did? I took my time and I picked it up and I put it back together. Y'all see it in my eyes? If I do that, you see that? I don't want one like that. I got to go see what they made so I don't have to be doing that. But anyway, I took my time and put it up. And I ain't had to do it but one time. I put it together, put it back up, it fell. And I put it together right. Then I thought about myself, when I do it right the first time, I ain't got to do it over. That must be why God is taking his time to do some things that I asked him to do for me. I think that God, when we ask God for something, he said if it requires her, this is going to, what she's asking for, got to come all the way from another state. Then that means I got to grow the food, make sure the bridge is able to carry the 18-wheeler, and then it's got to make sure the driver is the best. I want to take this picture of this person. I'm going to take your picture, sir. And I got it. I'm going to do what I can. Because he's a bully. And they do that a lot. And I'm going to turn you in. I already made it. I've been thinking how to get you. So please stop asking me, could you be invited to my thing? And I've asked you over once. I don't know if you mean any harm, but I don't play. So, you want to be famous? Anyway. Now that guy does that a lot. But I got his picture today and his name. So, anyway, I'm going to tell y'all, now don't ask me, could you join my thing? I don't know how to do that. I don't know who you are. And even if I did know who you are, you don't call me on the phone, so why would I let you come on here? Oh, let me get back in the subject. Made me lose my thought. David, that's not what I was talking about. Oh, God takes his time. So he does videos. Not video, he does, Lord help me, please. He takes his time to make sure the thing is going to be brought to you correct. He is not, he's like somebody, you know, you go to some stores and they just make your food hot. They serve it hot and it takes time. God is like, when you get what you ask for, believe you know. Believe you mean that you will know that it's made well. So we don't have to just throw things together and be complaining, wondering why is God having you standing in the store that long in line and you got to be patient while somebody standing up there giving that waitress or that cashier a hard time. Because he sees if you get out before time, possibility you might not make it home. So I just got you delayed. Just know that if you are in his house, a part of his family, all things, he got your back. It's going to work out. The word, you're being patient, it's going to be good. And you're going to be right where you need to be so he can give you your assignment for your next assignment. So you never have to complain. You ain't got to cuss nobody out because, you know, the church is cussing like crazy. The church is doing all kind of stuff. All right, so in chapter 27, David did have a discussion with King Achish. Having took matters in his own hand, one thing David did, he killed them folk. He said, the reason why I'm killing these folk, because they're going to tell it on us. I don't feel like they run them out to Achish. I don't feel like they run them out to Saul. I just need to get me some sheep and go home and feed these folk. I got 600 men and all our children and wives and all that stuff. I need some peace. And he stayed there a year and 4 months, you know. And that's how God ended that story on chapter 27. So chapter 28, and this is where we're going today. And it came to pass in those days, during this time, that the Philistines gathered their armies together for warfare. So they just feel like today I feel like getting online and harassing that lady. He said, you want warfare to fight with Israel. And Achish said unto David, the guy that David asked, could I live in your backyard? Me and me 600 guys in our family. And he said, yeah, go on back there. And David stayed there. And he was a Philistine, an enemy of God. And these folk picked on Israel all the time. He said, Achish said to David, know for sure you shall be my bodyguard. You shall be my bodyguard when we go out with me to battle. You and your men, y'all can be my protection. I know y'all can fight. Remember, Achish is the bully. He's the bad guy. He's the Philistine. And David said to Achish, surely you shall know that you're going to find out what I can do. And Achish said to David, therefore will I make you a keeper of my head forever. I'm going to let you be right beside me. Me and you going to be just like that. That's what Philistine king said to David. Now know that David should not be there, but he is, and God is like this. You understand, David? You know David got to grow. Because David's still trying to do things the way, you know, he's doing it. But God has said, I ain't saying nothing right. I'm just going to let him. There's only 2 verses about David. 2. In chapter 28. And verse 3 said, now Samuel was dead. And all Israel cried or lamented him. And buried him in Ramah, which was where his hometown was. And Saul had put away those that had familiar spirits, witches, horoscope readers, people that make a move based on the moon, and wizards out of the land, male and female. Marrying a person because they got you born on this day. God said, I told you, familiar spirits. He said, anytime you do anything other than what I said in my word, operating like a witch. You don't like that name? Then he said, I already defined it. It was defined before we were born. And the Philistines gathered themselves, the bullies gathered themselves together and came and pitched in Shunem. That's near Israel's territory. Or Israel's territory. And Saul gathered all Israel together and they pitched in Gilboa. And when Saul saw the host of the Philistines, he got scared. And his heart greatly trembled. So I said, I'm scared. I got to fight all them big old people, that big old army like that. I got to get up. I'm used to just fighting one man. I take 3,000 to one. I just used to fighting David. Now I got to fight. I don't feel like fighting all them people. What David did? He was scared. And when Saul asked the Lord said, I ain't got nothing to say. He answered him not. He answered him not. He didn't give a dreams, nor about Urim, that stone that they had in the priest's pocket, nor about prophets. He said, ain't nobody gonna tell you nothing. When the last time you talked to me, Saul? Oh, you come to me when you want to. God don't work like that. I tell you to come to me every day. Me and you got a dialogue every day. I sit at the table and eat you and ask you how your food doing. You understand what you're eating? You don't pick me up and put me down. I'm God. Obey your elders. I'm the oldest. Then said Saul unto his servants, seek me a woman that has a familiar spirit, one like mine, that I may go to her and ask her. And his servant said, you all right, Saul? He said, yeah, I'm scared. And his servant said to him, behold, there is a woman. That was the deacon. Saul had already made a law against that stuff. Them folks ain't thinking about Saul. We got to have somebody we can talk to. Pay her. And his servant said to him, behold, there is a woman that has a familiar spirit in Endor. The deacon said it. All these church people. Saul is the pastor. His servants being like the usher board and the deacons and the choir director and the musicians. And this woman sitting on the front row named Endor. At Endor. With a familiar spirit. Church people, these are Israel. This is what God told Israel not to do. And Saul disguised himself. He said, I ain't gonna wear no robe. You know that robe that David cut? I'm gonna wear something else. And Saul disguised himself and put on another pair of jeans, other raiment. And he went, and two men with him. Come on, Deacon Jones and Deacon Bob. Come on, go with me. I'm scared. And he went, and the two men with him, and they came to the woman at night. Don't let nobody see us. Is anybody looking? Is Brenda looking at us? And he said, I pray you, told that witch, divine unto me the familiar spirit. I need you to do what you do. Talk to that stuff. And bring me up whom I shall tell you. I'm going to tell you, I want you to do it. And the woman said unto Saul, behold, you know what Saul done told everybody. Can't have no witches around here. You new in town. Saul said no witches. We can't do no hoodoo. We can't tell your horoscope, your horrible scope. And she said, he got a hit on people that do that familiar stuff. And you be getting rid of them. Wherefore then layest thou a snare for my life to cause me to die? She talking to the man that she said the rule. He disguised himself. He must have had a mustache on and a beard and a hat and some shades and a grill in his mouth. He disguised himself. And Saul swore to her by the Lord, saying, girl, ain't nobody gonna bother you, and you don't get no punishment for this thing. Go on, do it. Then said the woman, who you want me to call up? Who you want? Who been bothering you? And he said, bring up Saul. He said, bring up Samuel. She said, what? Bring up Samuel. You almost made my grill come out my mouth. And when the woman saw Samuel, she did what he said. She cried with a loud voice. I would cry out loud, I don't feel like. And the woman said, wait a minute, hold up. What in the black? You is Saul. You tricked me. And the woman said, no, go back. And Saul disguised himself and did that. And the woman said to Saul, behold, look, I did that. And Saul said, I swear by the Lord, I ain't gonna kill you good. Yeah. Verse 10, as the Lord liveth, there shall no punishment happen to you for this thing. I ain't gonna let nobody bother you. I know who you are. You sit on this front row at church. She said, I sure do. Then said the woman, who you want? He said, Samuel. And then she got Samuel up, and then she cried a loud voice. And she said, why did you deceive me, Saul? Pastor, you Saul. I should have known that was you. And the king said unto her, girl, don't be scared. But what you see? What you see? Close your eyes and tell me what you see. And the woman said unto Saul, I saw gods, Gods, ascending out of the earth. She said, I saw somebody with some power, some gods. In other words, I don't really know what I saw, but I can tell you what it looked like to me. I'm just saying what I see. And he said, what form is he of? He said, he of. And she said, old man comes up, and he's covered with a mantle, and Saul perceived that it was Samuel. And he stooped with his face to the ground and bowed himself. Like I'm finna be, I want to do that, like Saul, I need to bow down, worship. I'm the king, but I'm bowing down to Samuel, he dead. And Samuel said to Saul, why have you disquieted me? Samuel said, man, what you waking me up for? Huh? And Saul answered, because I'm scared. I'm stressed out. For the Philistine make war against me, and God is departed from me, and answer me no more, neither by prophet nor by dream. Therefore I have called you, that you may make known unto me what I shall do. I'm a king. I can call up. I can do what I want to do. I call you because I'm scared. I'm scared. Then said Samuel, wherefore then do you ask me, seeing the Lord has rejected you or departed from you? I ain't going to say no different than what God will say. Seeing the Lord has departed from you and has become, you have made God your enemy. I'm the king. You have made God your enemy. You don't want God, you don't want that. What you wake me up for? What you thought I was going to say? Then said Samuel, wherefore then does you ask me to sin? The Lord has departed from you. It has become your enemy. Verse 17, and the Lord has done to him as he spoke by me. What he did, what I told you he going to do today, he going to do it. David, you know who I'm talking about? Seeing for the Lord has rent the kingdom out of you, from you, and has given it to your neighbor, and his name is David. What you thought I was doing? I'm gonna die and get up and go against the word of God. I don't care if I'm dead. I'm gonna tell the truth. Wake me up. Because you obeyed not the voice of the Lord. The church don't listen to me. And then you start seeking foolishness, trying to get an answer. Why seek ye the living among the dead? That angel told the women that came to see Jesus why the men were scared. You ain't gonna never get nothing alive from somebody dead. You're not gonna get anything alive from a dead man that's not in the word of God, even though he got on a robe. He has disguised himself in sheep clothing. And the Lord has done to him what he said. I took it from you and I'm going to give it to who? David. Because you didn't listen to me. Moreover, he said, the Lord did this. And he's going to give you some extra salt since you're going to woke me up. But you thought I don't know what's going on? Let me tell you. Moreover, the Lord would also deliver Israel tomorrow. He said, tomorrow, this is what's going to happen. He said, moreover, the Lord, so God will do some extra. He's something to give the land that's in your hand to the Philistine. Philistine finna be the boss. And tomorrow shall you and your sons be with me. You got 3 boys. There's going to be 4 people down here with me. You and your sons. All of them. Including Jonathan. Because of you. The Lord also shall deliver the host of Israel into the hand of the Philistines. So everybody else is going to be left with the Philistines. And get what Saul did. Then Saul fell straightway, flat on his face, all along the earth. And he was very scared. Sore afraid. Because of the words of Samuel. What you thought you were going to get? And there was no strength in him, for he hadn't eaten nothing all day and all night. All right, so since we are paralleling us today and what Saul did, is God approving that we can go to the dead and get an answer about something that's supposed to be alive? He said, I'll tell you what, if you want something worse than what you're going through, dig on. Your newspaper can't, all the stuff that's going to be typed on. And I'm telling you what Saul did wasn't right, and you're going to go behind my back and do it anyway, please dig on. I'm going to give you something worse. He said, like when Cain killed Abel, and God put a penalty of 7 times. And then when Cain's grandson killed, he killed somebody, Lamech. And he said, surely if Cain got 7 years, I got 70 times. And by now, in our day, I can't even count that for how many times we're going to be life sentences. He said, keep on going to these things beside my word. It's unnecessary because they ain't going to tell you nothing but something that you do not want to hear. You ain't that, don't get that stressed out that you go dig up a man from the grave. Them folk don't play. I'm just saying. Ain't nothing good about it, but leave them folk alone. I ain't telling you not to do that. It don't even make no sense. God had already told Israel not to get off into that. But we get off, and the church has gone off into everything God said. He said, I'm telling you right now, you're going to hate that you did it. I gave you all you need to know in 66 books. And people tell you left out one, he's going to read the 66 first. Like I forgot to give you what you need. I'm just saying. And Saul had eaten nothing all day and all night. And the woman, the sister that sat on the first row looking at the pastor, that witch, the one that dug up or inquired of Samuel and got scared when she saw the truth come up out of the grave. She must not be used to nobody going to come up out and tell the truth. Because she started screaming. And that woman that came to Saul and saw that he was so troubled, she said, oh, he done lost it. Look at him. Y'all come in, look at the man. This is the king. This Saul. And she came to him and said, behold, your handmaid has obeyed your voice. I did what you told me to do. And I put my life in my hand, and I have hearkened unto your words, which you spoke unto me. I did what you asked me to do. She said, but now therefore I pray you listen to me, your handmaid. And let me give you something to eat, just a little something, because I give you too much, your stomach ain't gonna act right. Because you got to feed you a little bit. When you ain't had nothing in there, put too much, it's gonna make you sick. You don't wear no Pampers or nothing, do you? And she said, give me a morsel of bread for you and eat that you may have strength. I'm giving you something so you can, this is your last meal. This is your last supper. You ain't hungry, Saul. I heard what that man told you. Let me give you a little some bread now. You want to leave out here with nothing to eat now. I'm just saying. But he refused and said, I will not eat but his servants together with the woman. Said, the deacon came, the choir director, the minister of music, and all them preachers in your district all showed up. He said, man, you better eat. And Saul said, okay, y'all go give me something to eat. He got up off that ground and sat on the bed. He ain't go far. And the woman had a fat calf in the house. And she hurried up, she hasted, and she killed that fat calf. And took some flour and netted it. She said, I'm going to battle this thing. And did bake unleavened bread. I'm going to give you some bread too. You kind of skinny. Last verse. And she brought it before Saul, and she said, eat up. Y'all have some. And she said, I ain't stingy. Y'all serve, y'all have something to get you a little piece. Now, Saul, don't you eat much. And they did eat. Then they rose up and went away that same night. The man said, I got to go home because I'm going to die tomorrow. If you knew you were going to die tomorrow, would you repent? If you knew that somebody gave you your destiny, you're destined to die in 24 hours, what you do? You'd be like that thief on the cross. One of them said, I believe they were preachers too. I don't believe it, but I'm just saying. They could have been, because they were thieves. in the black church. Why you do that? Because I love the black people, and I just think it's time to just be straight up and examine His word and find out that the Lord said you are wanted. You got your name like at the post office, saying, I'm trying to get you to be, I'm trying to tell you stop. He said, this whole book is meant for the preachers to read so you'll understand how to mislead these people. And that thief, one of them preachers on that cross told Jesus, said, forgive me. He said, remember me, you get to heaven. Jesus said, okay. We didn't get into your kingdom. And Jesus said, today you're going to be with me in paradise. The other guy said, I ain't going. And Jesus said, okay. And Jesus said, I'll save a man even if they're finna kill me. I'm on the cross. But you better get, that's how desperate this thing is. We better get this word. And you can have fun with it. You can read it. You don't have to be like me, or you can sit there real straight. I don't read the word like that. I think she's playing with the word, and I just think that you can think what you want to think. Jesus said he said, we played the organ for you, and we danced for you, still won't. You called John a drunk and didn't tell me I eat too much. In one of them ways. He said, I'm telling you, you better get this word. Go back and scratch, get in the beginning and cook that word like you want the world to eat it. And cook it from scratch, start in the beginning. Get to know these people, because if you don't, I'm going to make this word so easy for you to get, and I declare to you, if you don't get this word, you're going to hate the day that you heard me tell you come and eat at the table now. And I'm talking to the black church. And I see people raising. I've been talking for 25 years. Trying to get people to read this book. I didn't know how to read like this until 2019. I was just kind of spot reading. Then I spent 18 years in church. And I thought I was being helped, but I was like, I'm suffering. I'm almost to go into sin, living in sin. I said, I can't live like this. Because if you don't have no word, you are destined to sin. Things that you thought you would never do. You said, wait a minute, hold up. The enemy don't care nothing about me. All you got to do is get your eyes out the light. You will act like a person in darkness. And when you walk away with it, slam that door and throw away the key. Keep your testimony. Run like David said. Like Joseph did. So what I'm saying to the black church, because we are naturally loving people when it come down to fun stuff, we got to get this word out. And it's time to stop acting all crazy. I went to church and didn't the pastor preach. What did God don't care about your pastor preach? He said, what did I say? He gonna trump me? What did I say? I got the winning hand. I got all the jokers. And I'm the last one that's gonna have the last laugh. I'm asking you to sit down and get this word and read it right. And have a good time doing it. I know I could just hear God saying, if the black church would get it, it's going to sound like good to me. I can't wait to see a black man tell the truth. And all this stupidity thinking that I gave you a word. He said, you a lie. I gave my word to everybody and told everybody to read it for yourself and make sure if anybody else telling you what I said, it said the same thing you read for yourself. And you go in there while that man, the word said puke on you, and you sitting up there eating dog vomit. Because he said, I call him a dog. Why are you so strong like that? Because it's that kind of time. Who you think you are? It doesn't matter. Don't take it. You ain't got to listen to me. Go find you somebody to say what you want to hear. I just can't stand the way you be teaching. And then you ain't going to learn nothing. Because I ain't lying. It's just the way you say it. You just got Jesus. Go listen to Jesus then. Because I didn't write the book of Revelation. I ain't trying. Okay, let me apologize if I'm coming across like I'm trying to be mean. I do act sometimes. But I'm serious behind this image that I'm doing now. But I can play and laugh and eat chicken with you. Well, salmon anyway. Sometimes chicken. I can act with you. But I'm serious about this book. If you see me now, ask them principles. When I saw them kids flunking like that, I said, no way. I wrote them principles up. I can't help it. Made like that. And then the State Department wants to know who that lady. And the first thing they're going to do is start going in and looking at your record. I said, well, mess with that lady. That lady ain't lying. It look like all them kids flunking like that. I can tell you so many stories. Anyway, If I'm trying my best to work on something to meet Mama Brenda for real, because I meet people all the time. I hope that you will join me, and I'm gonna do a whole lot of animated. Look at that, that's so sweet. How y'all do your hand like that? I don't know how to do it like that. Somebody just sent me a heart like that. Thank you. It made me feel so special. But anyway, I'm gonna have something to meet Mama Brenda, and I'm gonna show you how to read this book, and we're gonna have fun learning. And then I might call you, hey, come up here, let's do something. I don't know now, because you got to act right, because I don't play like that. Can't come in there doing a lot of crazy stuff. I'm going to show you what it's like, because I meet people all the time on the street. So I want to see if I can just try to get something stirred in this city where we can have fun with this word and being black at the same time. And start, let me tell y'all, let me just say this. I got a friend, and she like talking about this boycott stuff. I went to Target yesterday. I know that turned some of your stomachs, but let me just tell you what, listen, hear me out. I hadn't been shopping in a long time, because I don't do all that boycott stuff. I can't find it. If I can't find it in the word, it means it's illegal for me, because I'm from another country. My assignment comes from the written word of God, who paid a lot of it, put in blood. So I make sure I wanted to go to Target. And when I went in there, it was an experience it wasn't nobody but black people I saw working. And the fear that those people had on him was so crazy. Why in the world would anybody make a person feel like that? And so I went home and I called my friend, and so she's sort of like, yeah, da-da-da-da. We do not agree when it comes down to the value of how people are treated. Let me ask you something. Who started this? Who started this boycott? Because anybody can get online and AI you anything. So I said, who originated this idea of boycotting folk like that? And so she all online trying to justify her case. And she came up with a white guy named John Swart. Something start with S. I don't want to call the name. I said, so do you think a white man care enough about black folk and have y'all running after something like that? Are you sure you know who started this? And she said, well, according to what's online, he the first one that did it through Instagram. She said, but it was a group of them. I said, what the rest of them at? Stop trying to prop up your foolishness. Anytime God ever sent an assignment, the innocent won't be hurt. Those people in that store yesterday were innocent. And they were serving the best they knew how, but they don't know what people are going to do with them being in Target, working there, trying to find a way I got to pay my rent. When I make a decision, I'm thinking of everybody in that classroom. I am not going to give them kids an assignment and then all of a sudden it's too late. I ain't mean to hit you. I shot you. I ain't mean to shoot you. You better examine this word before you start saying I ain't going to do something, because God ain't playing with that thing. Now, if God is for it, he'll make himself known in it. But what I saw yesterday, I said, you shot the wrong one. Those two young men I saw, it wasn't but one register open, an older lady. And I don't know if she said, whatever you do to me, you do to me. But I got the word. And a young lady. And she was trying her best to be so nice. It was black and white in there. And I'm too old to be played with. If you tell me something, I got questions. Who told you to do this? What pastor told you that the word of God, according to what they say they see, said, tell my people to do what they did? You lied on me. You didn't know that somebody innocent was going to get hurt. Now, when I was young, Martin Luther King, when they tried to do something to get people's attention, and sometimes you do have to do some things. Because when God tell the world to go on a fast, he mean go on a fast and don't nobody eat, not even a dog. Because he thought it through. And I was a little girl when Martin Luther King came into my classroom. I was 5 years old. I looked up at him, who was that? And I was looking at all them cameras and stuff. I'm like, what's up with this? Then somebody captured the picture I was in. I didn't know I was in it. I was just happened to be doing me. But one thing I knew, that everybody, if I ever saw black people act together with unity, I saw it. There was no noise. And they shook the world so much so until they change some of those signs that God said, I've been trying to get them things down. And now we think we're going to just do it. And you being led by a man, you don't even know who wrote that thing. And you follow behind a man and got you up. At least I don't see nothing. I ain't go look. She told me to go look. I said, go look. I wish I would waste my time like that. I said, you better know what you follow, because she always talking about black people. I said, good, get the unity in our yard before we try to make the whole world look at us. Don't play me like that. That's why I'm trying to tell black people, read this book. Because if I gave you, I want you to act out that part where Saul was scared when God wouldn't answer his prayer. Show me what that looked like on stage. Get in that book and find out, what would you imagine you crying out to God? Because you scared of that great big old army. And you got all these people you're supposed to be protected. And God won't answer you. Show me how you told that witch to talk to a dead man and act it out. That's what I do. Taking my camera everywhere I go. You say you know the word? Well, I ain't never read that. Well, then I'm going to give you a chance to read it. And I'll sit there with my camera waiting on you to capture what you're doing. Then I'll teach you what it said and see if we can see a contrast between what you thought and what you actually read. Because if you come around me and you tell me anything about the word, I just show it to me and illustrate it. I'd get on the floor if I could. I just can't get up. I get down there like Saul and just fall flat. I have me a lookalike. Now, Mama Brenda, you fall down that good. I don't want that to be your last sup. No, don't worry, baby. I teach people how to do. Me don't do that no more. I teach people how to read this book and I say, act it out. Show me. Black people. This is for black people. Is you trying to separate the black from the white? No. I don't know. White people don't let me in. I'm talking to the people that's still my friend. They speak to me. Black people speak to me. Hey, Mama Brenda. I like black people. I just don't like the way we act. God love black people. I know he love me, and I'm real dog. Anyway, I ain't finna play. And if, I'm like David, if you think I'm crazy now, or whatever he told McCall, Saul and gave it good. Saul took his wife back, took his daughter from David behind his back. David said, that's all right. I'm gonna take that place at Kim and get that girl back. I don't know why he want her back. I guess David said, I just can't stand the fact that you took her from me. And that man gonna be running behind David crying, give me her back. And David said, man, you better get yourself away from me. Her daddy dead. You better move. All that is coming up. Let's stay in the word, y'all. And cause we some good people. We don't hold grudges. By nature, we do it. We'll kill you though. And then at some, I don't know. I hate we act like that. We might not clean up. We don't flush the toilet when we go in the bathroom sometimes. And don't nobody want to be our neighbors. We got to act right. And when we get up and read this book, we're going to set this world on fire. And Jesus going to say, I can go now. Can I fall? Go for it, son. I want me some black people. He said, I want me some black people. But if they don't get in that word, I promise you, Jesus said, you'll never see the Father. That's why I'm doing I have put 25, 30 years in trying my best since, how many years? I started in 1995. Up until now, as a student. I ain't never been no preacher. And sometimes I had papers I had to do over. And sometimes I had to say I was wrong. But I ain't never put that book down. And what they say, how many times, when the last time I had alcohol? It's been years. I'm just using that for an example. Some things I ain't never looked back at. Because my assignment is greater than my pleasure. I want to see people read. I am not the one to play with. And I don't think I'm nobody. And if you don't want to hear me talk, I don't say nothing. But if you want to laugh, come on, let's read. Watch God be. We could just take these people off this page. And God gave you enough that you ain't got to fight nobody for it. He said you can go in there just get a group of people and just have fun in one chapter and just do that whole skit. And he said, I'm going to send you some help. I'm telling y'all today, a guy called me today. He said, he was fussing at me because we've been trying to get off the ground to get this thing done. But he wanted me to tell me what you want. I said, I tell you what, let's end this story. Bring me 25 people and I'm going to work with whoever's willing to come. He said, it's on. And I just got 2 texts from both. Just come and see. I said, because I'm not trying. Because first I was going to try to get some people that know not to be fornicating and not to be doing this stuff. Then the Lord said, no, you get somebody that's willing. And let me handle the rest. Let me handle it. If they're willing to stop and they want to learn a little bit more about me. He said, choose them. You can't save them. They'll be like Saul trying to have on the disguise just so they can, If they're willing to work with you, because a lot of people don't like you in the church, get them off the street. I want them. I said, yes, Lord. And that man said, you don't leave with 25? I said, we'll start. Because I know I'm dealing with some people. And he shot me a video of a child. And I said, okay, I got a lot of work to do. Because now the child is willing. But I know I got work to do to get him where I know he can be. Because I don't play this. You got to give me excellence. And I'm going to love you, but I ain't going to play. Because I ain't putting on no show, half doing nothing. Then you said, oh, that was cute. Oh, no. I want you to think. When we sit down, I want you to go home with a decision. Am I going to change? Because they left no stones unturned based on whatever we're going to do on that night when we do this. Anyway, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Y'all going to stick with it. Let's stick with the word. Y'all have fun. Love y'all. Bye.